Man, we on. What's going on, sports fans? RaWordz back at you. LJ from Houston. Special college edition tonight. I brought my son back on the line. Zebo, Zarian. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, back on the pod. Happy to be back. It's been a while, but you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna do what we can. So I
Yeah.
wanted to bring you on tonight, talk a little bit of college. I made a couple of college plays tonight. I bet Houston minus 16. They end up losing outright.
Yeah.
Bet Alabama minus 8.5. They hit that one with the under. I took Missouri
hmm
over minus 4.5. That hit with the under. And I took Georgetown plus 14. They end up beating Creighton outright.
Okay.
But the game we're going to talk about right now is Oklahoma State versus TCU. I took this game. I bet minus 5, Oklahoma State. You was telling me about my man Cunningham. Is that his name?
Kate Cunningham, yeah.
J.K. Cunningham. So tell me how did it go tonight? Tell me what you saw. Give me your view.
Well, the Oklahoma State, they started off real hot. You know what I'm saying? I think 11-2 run, you know what I'm saying? They was locking up TCU in the paint outside. TCU couldn't hit nothing. But Kate Cunningham, the star player, had 2 fouls within the first 5 minutes of the game, and he sat out for the first half.
Okay.
But still played good. You know what I'm saying? Did their thing, and then ended up being up by one before the second half came. And then once Cunningham came in, he did his thing, got his buckets, all that stuff. But TCU started lashing back.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, I feel like Oklahoma State relied on Kate Cunningham a little bit too much because every time they got a defensive rebound, it went straight to him, and he went down, drive, foul, shot free throws instead of moving the ball around. They have good shooters on the team, looking for the shooters, get the three instead of the two. You know what I'm saying? Fast pace.
Okay.
TCU came back down. They was hitting the threes. You know what I'm saying? They was getting the threes. Number one, he was doing his thing, Miles, and TCU ended up coming out with the dub.
Hey, I see because they had 4 players in double figures. They had Nebron, the
hmm
guard. He had 20. You mentioned Miles had 18. O'Brien had 15.
Yeah.
As far as OK State, they only had two. Well, they had 4 players in double figures, but 2 came off the bench. And like you said, Cunningham he had 19, but you know he spent most of the time on the bench because you say he got in early foul trouble, so he really couldn't contribute in the first half.
Yeah.
But as we was looking at the stats, he's more of a second half player anyway. So
True.
he probably does take a lot of from their offense because you said that they rely on him a lot.
Yeah.
He's a freshman, right?
Yes, he is. Yes, a
Where,
freshman.
where is he from? Give me a little bit of background on him.
Well, he went to Monteverde Academy, which is in Canada, but he was born and raised in Arlington, Texas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so he played with Miles. Actually, they played on the same AAU team. Him, Miles, Greg Brown from Texas, from the Longhorns. They all played, you know what I'm saying, together. And then, but he moved to Canada to play for Monteverde, one of the top high school teams.
Okay.
And he was, I want to say, top 5 top prospects coming out of high school of his class. Him, Josh Christopher, Sharif, Jalen Green. You know what I'm saying? He was in that conversation of all the good dudes. Jalen Suggs, he's another one.
Okay.
And he was in the combo with all these dudes that are really good. So
Okay. Well, I saw earlier that they're projecting him to go number 1 in the draft.
hmm
So he's a one and done player. For sure. He's not going to stay after the first round.
oh, for sure, yes. One and done for sure. Yeah.
One and done okay. So well, who are the other people that's projected to go high with him?
Um,
Names out there.
like I said, Sharif Cooper, you know what I'm saying? Because he was suspended the first couple of games of his season, but he came back, started off hot. Jalen Green, he boy in the G League, you know what I'm saying? He's
Okay.
projected to go high. Josh Christopher, ASU, he's projected to go high too, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Greg Brown, another one, played for Longhorns, like I said. He's a really good player. And Luka Garza from Iowa.
Iowa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen him play. He's a big man though, so
Yeah, yeah.
he's definitely going to go to the league because of the size.
Hmm.
Um, what about the guy you told me about? The Sharif guy. Who was he play for?
Oh, Sharif Cooper, Auburn, plays for Auburn.
Auburn. There you go. Yeah, I saw him this past weekend against Alabama.
Yeah, and it's funny thing. His sister actually plays in the WNBA
Really?
for the Sparks. Yeah, LA Sparks team.
Okay. So he's going to be one and done too. So all these players you know for sure are one and done.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Well, Baylor is one of the standout teams this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the player on there who's that you told me to look out on for Baylor?
For Baylor,
I forgot his name. You had told me the other day. Let me go back to my notes and
Baylor.
see. You told me Jared Butler?
Oh, Jared Butler. Yes, Jared Butler. Yeah,
Jared Butler for Baylor. Yes.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So
He made his name late in his high school career. You know what I'm saying? His freshman and sophomore year, he didn't really lack. You know what I'm saying? He was still good, but he
uh-huh.
named for himself until his junior and senior year. Mainly his senior year. That's when he started. You know what I'm saying? Doing his thing. But yeah, he's a
Okay.
real good player. You know,
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, I saw him play this past weekend. Baylor, yeah, they're pretty solid, but they're solid as a team. You know,
Yeah,
they're marching to the Final Four probably in the March Madness. So
yeah. And Baylor they've always been known as, you know what I'm saying, a team type organization. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. So okay, well, like I said, I got a chance to talk Oklahoma State with you. I just wanted to get your view on Cunningham because you threw him out there, and I wanted to watch him and see. I was watching Georgetown and Creighton game tonight, so I wanted you to give me some little notes and stats on Cunningham because I haven't actually sat down to watch him play yet.
Yeah.
But you spoke highly of him, but you didn't get a chance to really see him because you said he was on the bench most of the first half.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, he did his thing in the second half, but in my opinion, I feel like just because your star player goes in for the second half don't mean your flow got to stop. Because in the first half, Oklahoma State, they was doing good. You know what I'm saying? They had a really good flow going. They was scoring, getting back on defense, stopping TCU from scoring.
Mm-hmm.
And you just gotta add Cade into that mix. But as soon as Cade got in the game, it was get the ball, give it to Cade, get the ball, give it to Cade. You know what I mean? Like, and it was kind of stopping the flow of the offense, which then retracted on defense.
Kind of sort of how James Harden was with the Rockets.
Yeah, but the difference is that James Harden took the ball from his players and he didn't give it up. You know what I'm saying? He would get the ball and just go down every single time, dribble, dribble, dribble. Kate Cunningham at least looked for his players, and if he didn't have to look, he'd go up. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Well, as you can see, you know he came on in the second half, like you said, but he needs to put an overall performance just to really see his potential. I'm gonna check him out when they play again. Let me see the next game they play. They play Saturday. They play Texas Saturday.
Oh, really? So yeah, him and Greg Brown.
Him and Greg
Today,
Brown.
so he's played his teammates back to back. Today he played Miles, Greg Brown. He used to be teammates with him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. Well, that should be a good game. So, what's your early thoughts about that one? Who
I
you
would
think?
say, I would say, especially since he lost this game to his teammate, he's gonna come out strong against Texas against Greg Brown. You know what I'm saying? Early, not to get
Mm-hmm.
in foul trouble, start get the points early, get into the flow of the offense, and start going, doing his thing. Because he plays good against his teammates. He wants to make that standard high. Make
Mm-hmm.
the best dude out of Texas. He wants to make, I'm pretty sure he wants to have that title. But
Okay.
Greg Brown's gonna do his thing too, though.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna check it out, and actually, we could definitely talk about it once the game is over. Give our analysis and critiques about it, because I want to stay up on the college this year. You know, I got you here with me. You know,
Yeah,
you really pay attention to college more than NBA. I'm more of an NBA guy.
yeah,
You know, but like I said, you can school me on these players coming out,
mm,
so I can pay attention to them. So when they do get to the league,
yeah,
I can see, their flaws and I can see their strengths and weaknesses. Because, playing in college, it's much more of like you say, it's a fast pace, but at the same time, you're only playing two halves.
yeah,
Not playing 40 minutes a game. So
mm,
these players gonna have to get themselves adapted to that NBA,
yeah.
competition. But other than that, man, is there anything else you wanted to add that you saw tonight before we get out?
No, that's it. But yeah,
Okay.
like you said about me with the college teams, because these dudes coming out of this year and next year for the next couple years, they're not that far in age from me. So I've been watching them. For example, Sharif Cooper, I've been watching him since he was a freshman in high school. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
really keeping an eye on these dudes. Some of these dudes I knew personally from Arizona, the dude from Kentucky. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, I keep a good eye on these guys because they're not that far in age from me. I've been keeping a track on them since what I'm saying before they was
Yeah.
popping. So
Yeah, I get you. I understand. That's when you got to catch them
yeah.
at the raw.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see how they've grown. The growth of the athlete is really important because you can see how they started from and then they finished. So,
Yeah.
all right, man. But other than that, man, we're gonna get on out of here, man. We definitely gonna come back on this weekend, talk some more college. Give us some more rising stars, some players that you see, coming out because once we hit this March Madness,
Yeah.
it's full throttle.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a lot of good competition and games, and we definitely gonna talk about it. So I want to make sure I'm prepped and ready to go before this March Madness
Yeah.
because I don't want to be losing a lot of money, and I don't know about these teams. So I need you to keep me up to date. Let me know who's
Yeah.
trending up and who's trending down.
Yeah.
So till then, man, appreciate you coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Zarian, Zebo, RaWordz podcast, and we'll catch y'all this weekend.